I'm not sure if I need this to be on stage, but just in case. Hi guys, my name is Syafiy Ady and I played Ady in a stage production called Jalama by 247 Studios for National Theatre Festival Brunei, which just happened to be my first time acting on stage. So Ady is a character in Jalama. He is someone who is very shy. I can say that he's always nervous as well, and he doesn't really know how to speak for himself. Ady is someone who actually has a lot to say, but he's not brave enough to say anything because he's always thinking about what other people will think, and he's always conscious about how people will respond to the things that he's gonna say. Ady has always wanted to be on the game show, the Jalama game show. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, he is very shy. He is very scared to do things on his own. There are some traits from Ady that I think I have it within me as well. In a sense that sometimes, yes, I do get scared to speak out as well, and like, it depends on the situation. Sometimes I'm not vocal just because I feel like I don't have to be vocal. But if it's really bothering me, then I will voice it out loud. Okay, so the whole thing, ntfb, I remember last year in 2021, Shazni Bakar, who was asking if I want to be involved in this event called National Theatre Festival Brunei. And when I saw the text, I had a lot of things going on in my head because the word national is in there, so it must be a big thing. I was really like hesitating because, you know, I've never really been involved in some of these things. Like, yes, I was involved in SITs back then, but I was only in publicity. And so, like, what I told him was I needed some time to think about it, because at that time I was also going through some things, so I wasn't sure if I can commit to that or not. So I had to ask around a lot of people, and they told me to just take the opportunity because this kind of opportunity doesn't come easy just like that. But when I said yes, I didn't expect it would turn out how it turned out to be, because working with Shazni, I'm always doing graphic design or publicity things, social media. So that's the expectation I had lah when I said yes to joining this event. Then we'd have our weekly meetings, and then once the story macam sudah kind of set apa, then we were talking about the characters. So masa character satu, then we were all like, okay, so who's gonna play who? And I remember I didn't really want to kind of like stand out in the team because I don't really have the confidence to act on stage. So when they asked us about the roles, because I didn't want to be one of the characters, I told them I'm just gonna do, I think I said set design and props and maybe a bit of costume as well. But then I also told them if they wanted extras, then I would want to do that, to just become an extra. After we kind of like clarified that I just get to be an extra, the script gets more developed, and then suddenly I'm one of the main characters. Yeah, so Ady became one of the main characters. When that news came to me, I just remember that like I had to work harder for this. That's when I start asking a lot of questions about acting lah. So acting wise, bringing Ady to life, there were a lot of things that I had to go through. One of the first few moments where I attempted to become Ady, I remember we had a table read. It was nice to kind of like bounce off all the energy from the characters and to kind of find out how my character would react to these other characters. Trying to be immersed in the character, I remember Akila Ali, we even had a one-to-one session where that one night of rehearsal, it was just me and her. I call her my acting coach, and she really taught me a lot that night. It was like a 3-month course of acting class. Kelly just told me my strengths and weaknesses, and she's so right. Like, I'm good with positioning myself on stage because I'm used to dancing, so that's why I'm okay with positioning. I'm okay with finding my spotlight, stuff like that, and also with memorizing my lines. She asked me what's the best for me to memorize my lines and stuff, and I told her, like, when it comes to revising for my exams, like, I have to say it again and again. So that's what I do best, I think. She really taught me how to really feel the character, to transform myself, and to kind of like distinguish Syafiy and Ady. And the other team members, they really helped out as well, how I can stay in character, how I would react as my character. So yeah, that was just really fun. I really miss the team members now. This is my favorite part, to talk about the team members. So initially, altogether, we had like 9 team members, 9 orang. But Alif and Jazzy couldn't make it till the end. They had personal things to take care of, I think. So then it was just the 7 of us lah. So 5 of us were on stage. So this is Karen. She's gonna play Gadis. Yes. And then Hafiz is gonna play Marwan.
With a single U, not W.
Single U, not W. And then Sarah's gonna play Farah. Okay. And then Michelle's gonna play the host.
Yay!
Yes. And I'm gonna play Ady.
Ady!
Let's go, jalama.
Let's go, jalama.
And then we have our writers, Akila Ali and Halim Ashari, and also Michelle writes too. The first meeting, because I actually didn't know who was going to be involved in 247 Studios, that was when I find out who will be kind of like my teammates. And I was really surprised to see all these familiar faces, and very, I can say, professional as well, and like in their own fields. So I was just like, I was looking at all these faces, and I'm like, whoa, what do I do? Yeah, gitu. Working with these people, it really felt like it wasn't working, because I remember meeting these people like every night, like few weeks towards the event, and I really enjoyed that, because like after work, having our rehearsals, and we actually get to kind of like rant about work to each other while waiting for the rehearsals to start. So yeah, I actually really miss that. Everyone there is just very helpful towards each other. They're very understanding as well. Like, I'm just really grateful that I get to be in this team. They understand that it was my first time acting on stage, so they were really helpful. They really took care of me well. Yeah, I think the time where we bonded really well was when we had to stay overnight at what we call 247 Nest. Tonight we're rehearsing at this house. Yes, because we needed a bigger space, so we're gonna rehearse here tonight. Wow, this house is nice. Yeah.
Hey!
Oh my God.
So cute.
It's a nice house.
Yeah.
In the Halim sana.
Guys, this is the bed we're talking about.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Boy.
Yeah, we have Wi-Fi
Doom for that.
We're just doing props at the moment. Cutting the things down. And this song lagi. So we were staying there to kind of like have rehearsals until after midnight. It was a really fun time, because after rehearsals, before sleeping, we would like masak Maggi apa in the kitchen, and then we would wake each other up, masak breakfast, and talk about more things while having breakfast. So it was held at GIS Art Center. It was a really big stage, and I was just really honored to be performing there for my stage act debut. And yeah, so like acting on stage, it's really different from acting on screen. I have done on screen act like few years back before doing on stage act. So I remember when the play started, and I get onto the stage, I remember it was just like pitch black, so I couldn't really see anyone. The spotlight was like on me, and which was a good thing because I don't want to kind of like know who is watching me at that time. Then I would be more conscious of how I would say my lines. Having the pitch black view kind of really helped me to remember my lines or remember my cues as well. As compared to acting on screen, for that we'd have a number of takes, so I'm not really afraid of making mistakes, I can say, as opposed to acting on stage. That's like a one-time thing. Like if there's mistakes, then there's mistakes. I think body movements and also vocal projection as well, very different. So when it comes to delivering the lines on stage, I think what really helped was the rehearsals lah, because we had a lot of rehearsals. And like once I get to the stage, once everything was like in their costume, everyone was saying their lines, I think just became kind of like a muscle memory. Yeah, so when they're saying their lines, then I know my line. I think one of the things that I like about acting on stage is also because when I say my lines or when I am reacting to the other cast members, then I can see how the audience is reacting to what I'm saying. That was like an instant kind of like feedback or review from the audience, I think. I think after having experienced both acting on screen and on stage, I actually still prefer acting on screen, just because I think the commitment for acting on stage is just too much for me. Only if I have plenty of free time, then that's when I think I will go for on stage acting. But if there are more opportunities like this to come, I will most likely consider it. But yeah, I'll have to think about it first lah. But having that experience acting on stage, I'm just really grateful. So I'm really grateful for everyone who is involved in making this possible. Special thanks to Shazni. I really want to thank Shazni for believing in me and having faith in me that I could do it, as well as my team members. Special place in my heart. Thank you to my family, my friends who have supported me along the way, and for my colleagues as well. Actually, I tried running the lines with them, so they helped me to practice my lines, my colleagues at work. So yeah, I'm just really grateful for everyone. Again, thank you, and we'll see what's next. I guess I really don't know too. It's the first morning after the performance night. I don't know what to feel. Happy and sad too at the same time. It's a bittersweet feeling. But anyways, so last night, that was a lot of fun. That was unbelievable. I'm still overwhelmed. It was a very, 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 very unforgettable experience. Yeah, it just felt very unreal, you know, like, whoa, I was acting on stage, I was performing on stage, and I finally get to use my voice. After the show, I was just really busy, you know, talking to people and listening to them talking about how they like my character, and that was unexpected actually, because I was kind of insecure with my character, because I feel like Ady, my character, he doesn't really stand out well, but apparently people actually liked him. People were supporting, people were rooting for him. But yeah, guys, that was my first time acting on stage. That was my stage debut, and it was a very good first experience. I'm really glad to be working with the people that I work with. It wouldn't have been this much fun of an experience if it weren't for them. They have been super helpful. They have been super helpful to me. They taught me a lot of things. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Acting on stage, tick. Would I do it again? I don't know. I will think about it. Also, I just want to say thank you to everyone for supporting. Even though you didn't come, even though you weren't there. Thank you for supporting me through comments, through texts, and it means a lot to me. So yeah, thank you. Okay, yeah. So that was the interview for me as Ady in Jalama. Thank you for having me. Thank you for asking me a lot of great questions. I'm just gonna go now. Yeah, I'm gonna do more interviews, I think. Bye. Yay.